You, as an American civilian, every single one of you, have a core right and duty to know what I know. If you knew what I knew, you wouldn't need me. And I'd be okay with that. I'm accepting of that. January the 6th, Congress broke Title III, Section 15. They didn't dispose of the objections. They went right through. They came back in, quote unquote, after the quote unquote insurrection, all on TV, all publicated. Everything was on TV. All right. They came back in. They went from Wyoming to California, California to Wyoming, certified the votes. They broke Title III, Section 15, Title 18, which is federal crimes and criminal procedures, Title 18, 2381, 2384, 2385, seditious acts to overthrow the government. They also broke 52 U.S. Code 20511. Go look them up. All right, that's what they broke. So that's how atrocious liberals look, because they don't know that. They say they support the Constitution, but they know nothing about it, which is hilarious. That started your executive branch transition, transformation, everything. They knew what was happening, though. They knew they couldn't stop what was coming. So see, when people say, oh, nothing can stop what's coming, that's what the liberals knew then. How is it that Republicans and conservatives don't even know what that nothing is? Nothing can stop what's coming. What is coming? The resetting. All right. Then January the 20th. It's already been proven. Some idiot today was trying to share out there that some veterans against me and they proved the cannons. They ain't proved nothing. 3 cannons at Arlington is a funeral. So you got to listen. The first time in U.S. history, 2 different set of cannons were shown on Inauguration Day. If you go back to YouTube and you look from 2017 back to 1969, Richard Nixon, 3 cannons were never shown to you. It was 4 cannons. 4 cannons in the National Capital Region. Not at Arlington. They've never shown the cannons at Arlington. Ever. On January the 20th, Inauguration Day. So you got to listen and you got to pay attention. The first time in U.S. history, 2 different sets of cannons were shown on January the 20th, 2021. I was in artillery school in the Army. The 3rd Infantry Regiment, the Old Guard, the official presidential salute battery, they're not artillery, they're mortarmen. That's all they do. That's all they do. And they perform these most beautiful, elegant, whatever you want to call it, awesome structure, ceremonial marches. They don't stand around. They're not overweight. Not all these things like they showed you that day. Give the military more credit. Come on, people. The oldest unit in the Army is the Old Guard, 1784. The first time in U.S. history they showed 2 different sets of cannons on Arlington. They showed 4 cannons with President Trump at Joint Base Andrews with a red carpet rollout and hail to the chief. And they told you that day. You got to listen. They told you. The mainstream media told you that was the presidential salute battery, the Old Guard. They didn't say that with Biden. They didn't say, oh, ladies and gentlemen, here's the presidential salute battery, the 3rd Infantry Regiment, the Old Guard. They didn't say that. They just showed you on camera, on TV, production, film. They showed you Arlington National Cemetery. 3 cannons with Biden. None of the National Guard saluted the motorcade as Biden went by. We always salute the Commander-in-Chief and a moving flag. All right. Also that day, Amazing Grace was performed for Biden. That's a funeral song. It's never been performed before. All right, for any inauguration. All right, Amazing Grace. You can look that up at Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri, in an Army file. That the Amazing Grace is performed by bagpipes, which they didn't do that day, but still the Amazing Grace is a funeral song. Also, the cannons, Army Regulations 600-25 2-3 cannon salutes. It's to be a commissioned officer present at every cannon salute. There was no commissioned officer president for Biden. None. And they were all moving around. They didn't perform a marching ceremony whatsoever. That is not military bearing, ladies and gentlemen, whatsoever. And 3 cannons at Arlington. You have got to be the most dumbass to argue with Arlington National Cemetery.mil. Since the 21-gun salute is not to be confused with the 3-volley salute seen or heard at Arlington. The 3-volley salute is a funeral. And yes, it's a funeral for others when they perform funeral ceremonies, but the only cannons they showed all day long for Biden were the 3 cannons at Arlington. You dumb twat waffles. Open your damn ears. Gosh, you make yourself look atrocious, veterans. 3 cannons at Arlington's funeral, no matter how you slice the pie. And the only cannons shown all day long for Biden were the 3 at Arlington. They weren't the 4 cannons. And then on January the 20th, 2025, what took place? Oh, what do we have here? 4 cannons, 21 rounds fired, the official presidential salute battery announced to you in the National Capital Region, not at Arlington, and there was a commissioned officer present, a 21-gun salute on January the 20th, 2025. And they happened to move Arlington to the day before, never been done, as a focal point to show you the difference. They put Arlington on January the 19th, 2025 with President Trump this time. So when he did a review of the troops, after he swore in, he walked around the troops with a general, he did a review of the troops. Did you see Biden do that? I don't think so. That's why you look atrocious, veterans. You look atrocious. It's not me. I'm motivating you to know what you're supposed to know, and that's sad. If I'm having to motivate you to know what you're supposed to know, that's bad. And to think that I'm going to get mad about it because you call me all kinds of names out there and you bash and trash. Let's get on this really fast. All over your profiles, all over for your little friends and family, you got to look all tough. You put your 1-800 veteran suicide hotline number up because you claim you love your veterans so much, your brothers and sisters, but you trash me. I've heard veterans out there say, oh, it don't matter if you did 3 months, 6 months, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. What? Oh, it's okay for them. But a guy like me who puts my name, my real face, and by the way, I'm also a male, in case you didn't notice this, all right? I haven't changed my voice. All these idiots, I've heard everything. Oh, it's changed his voice and this, that, and other. Same voice, same southern voice, all right? All these different accusations everywhere. I've been the most consistent person out there. And you veterans, I love you. You're supposed to be rising up. This is your moment to rise up. But when you're bashing and trashing me because you don't know what you're supposed to know, it's going to look bad on you.